Morning, ya. It's been a long time since the last time we met.
So true.
Malaysia je.
Sure, take a seat.
Is there like any news recently? Like, if I'm mistaken, I've read this article on social media that covers the topic of central bank and their rules.
Yeah, actually, I did read a similar article too yesterday. Did you guys ever heard of Malaysia's central bank and how they are playing the maestro in controlling the inflation of the nations?
You mean the BNM, right? The Bank Negara Malaysia, our central bank. There are like financial reasons behind the scenes keeping our economy check, right?
Well, you see, just like a DJ spinning the tunes on the dance floor, BNM, also the Bank Negara Malaysia is responsible for keeping our economy in checks and also setting the monetary policies that makes our economic growth and stay in tracks. Do you guys ever know that?
Economy isn't a constant party. It faces challenges like inflation. Now, inflation is like that pesky mosquito that always find a way to bother us. Inflation is a measure of how much the overall level of prices of goods and services in the economy has changed over a period of time. One way to do this is by comparing the cost of things today against how much they were a year ago.
Luckily, Bank Negara Malaysia always here to save the day for us. They wield the power to increase or decrease interest rates, which helps control inflation. And also the articles that I read yesterday did emphasize on the monetary policy imposed by BNM. To put in short, the monetary policy is the action that Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM, takes the influence interest rates in the economy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that to achieve the monetary stability, the BNM Monetary Policy Committee, which is MPC, will be responsible party to get monetary policies to keep inflation low or become stable while supporting the economic growth. I think they're also responsible for the controlling the interest rate too. Maybe any of you know anything about this?
They also responsible to control the interest rate, or also known as overnight policy rate, also commonly referred to as OPR. When BNM increase the OPR, higher interest rates on savings and loans will influence people to save more and spend less.
Yeah, same goes when the OPR being decreased. Lower interest rates on loans and savings will get the people to save less and spend more. This boosts the economic activity and avoids a situation of falling price levels due to weak demand, which will hurt the economy.
I do remember when Malaysia OPR was the highest, reaching a total of 3.5% in April 2006. During that time, the economy was growing steadily. Also, Malaysia OPR was the lowest at 1.75% from July 2020 until May 2022 to support the economy during the COVID-19 pandemics. In tough time, low interest rate make borrowing cheaper and lower on the return of saving.
The MPC surely would try to aim in maintaining low and stable inflation while promoting sustainable growth. Thus, when MPC deciding on the OPR, they will look at the risk to both inflation and growth in Malaysia.
When we compare to other countries, the rising price have been less extreme in Malaysia. We have full subsidies and also price control that keep the inflation lowest and lowest. However, such measure could come at a large cost to our country. You know that, right? This is because the government have to keep spending a large amount of sum of money in order to keep the price of those subsidized items like gas relatively low over time.
Some other central banks have increased their policy interest rates faster and by larger amounts because that is what is needed for the economies. Today, Malaysia economy is no longer increases and our economy has been steadily improving. So, the MPC through BNM have been adjusting the OPR accordingly to control the inflation and ringgit Malaysia's strength.
So, in your guys' opinion, do you think the higher OPR will make the ringgit Malaysia getting stronger over time?
Certainly, as high OPR can attract the foreign capital looking for a better returns. This increased capital inflow can contribute to an appreciations of the Malaysian ringgit.
Well, the OPR is calibrated to help foster the right conditions for sustainable economic growth with price stability. This in turn improves investors' sentiments on our economy and supports the ringgit exchange rate over time. Surely, this will affect the strength of Malaysia ringgit over time.
Certainly, there are many other factors that also influence the ringgit Malaysia exchange rates too, right guys? So as I do remember correctly, we are currently in a strong US dollar environment. These factors also includes the large rate hikes by the US Federal Reserve to contain the US inflations, which have led to higher returns, and thus the demand for the US dollar assets among investors globally getting higher and higher over time.
But we should not just compare the ringgit movement against the US dollar. Instead, we should take a broader view and compare it against other currencies. The ringgit may be depreciating against the US dollar but appreciating against other currencies.
Yeah, I suppose everyone can agree that BNM plays a vital role in controlling inflation and maintaining economic stability of the nation. The economic landscape throughout the world is highly dynamic and volatile. So it is important for us to understand the role of every involved party before criticizing those who are in charge.
What an interesting discussion we got here. But certainly I don't expect this kind of hearing discussion after we haven't met with you all a very long time.
Anyway, it's still a good input and I'm looking forward to actually discuss later on.